Okay, now.
I'm the top dog in the league, homie. Yeah. Let's speak on it. It's a stretch for anybody to reach on me. Just breathe on it, don't tell them. They gotta know it's me on it. Won't kick it on me and go for 3 on you. You couldn't guard me with the cleanest armor. I got it covered, these corners. I'm the top dog in the league, homie. Let's speak on it. It's a stretch for anybody to reach on me. Just breathe on it, don't tell them. They gotta know it's me on it. Won't kick it on me and go for 3 on you. You couldn't guard me with the cleanest armor. I got it covered, these corner like
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of D's Corner. I'm your host, D. Got my Palomalu going today. Again, we are jumping into our off-season grades. This is the draft as well as free agency. First up, we got the AFC West. Guys, please do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. It means a lot to me, and it costs you a very little, absolutely nothing to do. So I truly, truly, truly appreciate that. But we're going to jump right into our video, jumping right in. Like I said, we have first up, we have the NFC West. All right, so first up, we got the Denver Broncos. As you can see, I gave them the letter grade of a C. Denver lost a lot of noteworthy players. When you look here, Russell Wilson, Jerry Jeudy, and Justin Simmons all come to mind. Not really sure how I feel about Denver. I think that they will be the bottom dwellers of the AFC West. They have a lot of issues still, in my opinion, with this roster. Going and drafting Bo Nix, somewhat making the transition a little bit easier, giving him a familiar face with his top target from college in Troy Franklin. But you lost a lot of pieces, a lot of veteran pieces, and the releasing of Russell Wilson really hurt them cap-wise, which caused them to have to release Justin Simmons and trade away Jerry Jeudy. You just got to think that Bronco country is really going to regret this Sean Payton signing as a coach. If not this season, definitely going into next season. I don't see this team being able to compete in the likes of the AFC West. With, when you really look at it, 3 of the teams are really transitioning into either new coaches or new culture or both, except the reigning Super Bowl champs, the back-to-back champs, AFC and the AFC West division winners for the last 5 or 6 years since Patrick Mahomes has become the starter. I am just really not a fan of much of anything that the Broncos did. They did retool their secondary, but it's when you don't have a lot of cap, you don't have a lot of attractions to bring in free agency or bring in free agents. It's just, to me, it's really, really, really difficult for what the Broncos are trying to do. I could definitely see Sean Payton being gone after this season. Maybe they'll give him another year. But like I said, when you look at what the Raiders are able to build culture-wise, the Chargers are really retooling and restocking and rebuilding. But they both have – the Raiders have Antonio Pierce, who the players like. The Chargers have a coach who's done it before, and Jim Harbaugh. And like I said, the Chiefs, we already know what they have at quarterback and a head coach with Andy Reid. So Denver, like I said, bottom dwellers, they are on their backs looking up. That's just the gist of it. All their free agents were pretty much lower level, lower tier guys. So it's not going to do you a lot. So like I said, the overall grade for the entire offseason, I'm giving the Broncos a C. If I'm not mistaken, I gave them a D on their draft. I felt like they reached a lot. This is really not a complete roster, in my opinion. This is really not a good roster, in my opinion. They are in need of a lot of help. As well as you got Cortland Sutton potentially holding out or holding in, wanting a new deal, so he could possibly be traded as well. So things aren't really looking good for the Broncos. Next up, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. I gave them a C as well. You can see the notable losses and the notable additions. Bringing in Christian Wilkins was a pretty good move. It should help develop Tyree Wilson on one edge, but it should definitely shore up more one-on-one opportunities for Max Crosby. So this defensive front should be okay. That can help you compete against the Chiefs. However, you do not have a quarterback. Gardner Minshew is going to battle it out with Aiden O'Connell. I don't see either one of them truly being able to compete against Justin Herbert, along with Jim Harbaugh, as well as Patrick Mahomes with Andy Reid. They should be better than they were last year. I'm just not a fan of this offseason. I really felt like this offseason was Antonio Pierce's opportunity to really make his mark and put his stamp on this team. And I don't really think that you can do that without your guy at quarterback. I know they were in a tough position. I think they were picking 12th or 13th, so they didn't really have they picked 13th, so they didn't really have an opportunity unless they had to trade and lose more assets going up. But I just didn't understand the pick of Brock Bowers. I love the player, just don't understand the pick. Love Jackson Powers in the second round. But this team is really going to have a lot more work to do as well. Defensively, especially, they are starting to build up the defensive front. So we'll see how everything continues to go there. Like I said, they lost a lot. They didn't really bring back a ton. Just not really sure what the direction this team is heading. I do not like that I can't get a clear stamp, of what AP's like culture is going to be like, what his team is going to look like. We know they want to be physical. We know they want to be get back to the Raider way, as the coach has said. Don't know if this is the way they're going to do it. Zamir White will probably be your starter at running back. I think they got Addison from the Vikings and Amir Abdullah back. We'll see how that goes. But like I said, I don't foresee this team being a playoff team this year. They probably should be competitive, but overall they had an average draft and an average free agency period. So that's just an average offseason. You get to see. Next up, the Los Angeles Chargers. Again, you can see the notable losses as well as the additions. What I do like about this team, aside from the Broncos and the Raiders, this team's identity. You know what it's going to be. This is going to be a physical team. They are going to ground and pound. That's what Jim Harbaugh does. Now, when you look at those losses, you've lost your starting running back, your backup running back, your top three targets with Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Gerald Everett as well. You lost Jalen Guyton, who was their speed guy. You lost a lot. You lost a lot. But when you look at what they did in free agency, bringing in Gus Edwards, but for Greg Roman, I'm about to call him Gus Roman. For Greg Roman's offense, they're going to run the ball. Well, you bring in two of the guys who've been with Greg the past few seasons in Baltimore, and Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins. Now, J.K. Dobbins has had a bad luck here lately, especially going with the injury bug or being bitten by the injury bug. But Gus Edwards should be able to be the bell cow back for this team. He's a big body back, can find the end zone, especially on that short goal line and short yardage back. Still going to need more weapons, in my opinion. I like the pickup of Ladd McConkey, Brendan Rice, Cornelius Johnson. These are two bigger wide receivers who will block as well. McConkey's able to get separation. He is quick in and out of breaks. So you got to think that the ball's going to be coming out fast. They do not really have that number one guy. So I still think this team is a ways off from competing most likely next year. But I still think that this team will be competitive. I think this team will be physical. They have Navarro Bowman coaching their linebacking core, so that those linebackers should be able to come up and thump a little better. This team's direction is headed in the right. This team's identity is heading in the right direction. Everything right now, the potential for this team is on the trajectory up. The hardest part about this team is you're in the same division with the Chiefs. I do not see any of these teams topping the Chiefs this year. And the Chiefs are going to have an extremely difficult schedule. Be on the lookout for my schedule reaction video as well. That I will be posting here within the next couple of days after I get a good opportunity to look at each schedule. But the Chargers, like I said, they're going to be a physical team. They're going to get younger on defense. They did bring in Bud Dupree, who's also older, has had injuries, just to get more, I guess, a more veteran presence alongside Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. We'll see how that goes. I, for one, am kind of torn with that. But again, this team didn't really have a ton of cap space. Going into next season, they will. After the releasing of Mike Williams, trading away Keenan Allen's, not bringing back Austin Eckler or Gerald Everett, it really opened up a lot of cap space for this team. So this team should be in a better position next year to dip into that free agency pool and really try to build a solid roster that can compete with the Chiefs and Andy Reid. And speaking of the Kansas City Chiefs, this is a team, in my opinion, where the rich got richer. I mean, this has been a comment that has been stated, I think, for a very long time with this team. You got to think, you lost not a lot, in my opinion. I mean, L'Jarius Sneed was the biggest loss, but they've had depth at corner. Trent McDuffie is still there, who can probably most likely step in and play, maybe not up to L'Jarius Sneed, but damn close. This guy's he's a really good cornerback. He can blitz, he can cover, he is sticky, he's aggressive for a smaller guy. But like I said, this team, man, they just did so much, and it seemed like they did so little. Being able to get Hollywood Brown gives you a 4-2 guy out wide that you haven't had in a while. But then in the draft, you're able to double dip and get you another speedster in Xavier Worthy, who is more than a speedster. He does have track speed, but he's a football player, even though he's a smaller guy in stature. Kingsley Suamataia should definitely step in and be your left tackle for the present and future. If I'm not mistaken, he's played both, and I think he gave up 1 sack in like the last 2 seasons or something crazy like that. I love the pickup of Jared Wiley, who was a former quarterback, somewhat like Travis Kelce. Gives Kelce someone that they can move around and whatnot. This team won the Super Bowl having the worst pass catchers, the worst pass catchers when it comes to their drop rate. I think the last team that had that won 4 games, and this team won the freaking Super Bowl. And now you're just giving Patrick Mahomes even more players. Now, defensively, this team may look different. However, offensively, this team will look different in a positive light. Defensively, the offseason started with them being able to re-sign Chris Jones. They tagged L'Jarius Sneed, was able to get a future pick for him. So you're not really killing yourself when it comes to cap space. The Rashee Rice is more of a self-inflicted issue with the Kansas City Chiefs because of him just making bonehead decisions. But the kid is young, not justifying anything, but you're supposed to make dumb decisions when you're young, just not these type of life-altering dumb decisions. But that's a topic for another day. Jaden Hicks is a player that can definitely come in and be special for this team. In my opinion, he can be more of a hybrid player. They did lose Willie Gay, who did a lot of the quarterback spies and being able to read on the quarterback. I can see Hicks filling in that role. They did bring back Drew Tranquil, who played phenomenally last year in their linebacking core. So you still have a lot on this team defensively. But like I said, Andy Reid having more and more weapons is just a problem for the NFL. Starting with the AFC West, then the AFC, and then any and every team in the NFC. Overall, I give the Chiefs offseason grade an A. The Chiefs they've done a phenomenal job building this team up since being able to draft Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid, in my opinion, I think this has given Andy Reid more life, more longevity more desire to coach because you can see what Patrick's able to do, and then you see what the team and the players you're able to build around him is just freaking phenomenal. So I really, really, really like what the Chiefs are doing. They have had, in my opinion, one of the better, not the best, but one of the better off seasons in totality, including the draft and what they've been able to do. This team, man, is going to be a dangerous team, but they do have 2 tough games starting up. The AFC Championship rematch against the Baltimore Ravens, and then they play the Cincinnati Bengals. So if they get those 2 wins early, man, this could be a long season for a lot of teams. Any and every team on the Chiefs roster, you're good. You know they're going to get every team's best, but man, they weren't even able to play their best last year, like I said, and they still won the Super Bowl. So that just shows you how scary this team truly is. So this is the AFC West offseason grades. I'll run through them again real quick. The Denver Broncos, for the offseason, I gave them a C. I gave the Raiders a C as well. The Chiefs got an A, and the Chargers got a B. This is really still the Chiefs division. The next team up should be the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh, in my opinion, I think Jim Harbaugh might have the most talented quarterback he's ever had outside of Andrew Luck. So that should speak volumes. He's still going to be a run first scheme on offense, but Herbert's got the talent. He's got the arm strength. He's got the capacity. He's got the experience, and he's got the money. So he's going to have to lead this team. Like I said, but most likely, man, this thing is still going to run through the Chiefs. Sorry for any Chargers fans, but I do like the direction you guys are going. But the 2024 season in the AFC West still looks like it's the Chiefs, in my opinion. That's just my humble opinion. I don't have a dog in the fight, but I definitely love what the Chiefs are doing and what the Chiefs have done. So again, guys, that's the video. Please, again, like, share, and subscribe. Stay on the lookout for the rest of my AFC offseason grades, and then I will kick into the NFC offseason grades. Got a lot of stuff coming out really, really soon. Also, check me out on the Double D's podcast with my bro Damien, guys. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. It's right here. Like, share, subscribe, right there. Do me that favor, man. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Spazzing on the beat, they think I'm crazy. Got it under control, babe. You don't want smoke, all you see is the same.
LB tapping, keys in making waves, ayy.
Step back, keep your distance. Ain't no telling what I just may do. I've been vibing, minding my business. Throw one up if you can relate to. Said if I ain't got it, I make do. Can't be stuck waiting on a breakthrough. And I don't need everybody praying for him. Ain't no telling who you niggas pray